Beloved, I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now with a heart torn apart and wings heavy with the burden of truth. I am wounded. My sword, once radiant and blazing with heavenly fire, now bears the marks of relentless conflict. The forces of darkness, the armies of Satan, press upon me from every side, and I cannot hold them back alone. You may not see them with your eyes, but I assure you, their presence is real, their intention is deadly, and they are closer to you than you realize. Every moment you delay, every heartbeat you allow to pass without heeding this call, the shadows gain strength, and the light that binds you weakens. I beg you, beloved, do not dismiss this as fantasy, nor as words written by the hand of mortal imagination. This is a call from the heavens, a plea from one who has watched over you since the moment your soul entered the world. This may be the final call you receive from me. Can you spare just 45 seconds for me? 45 seconds to save your spirit, your life, and the destiny that God Himself has ordained for you. Do you remember the moments when you felt inexplicably protected? When danger brushed past you like a phantom, unseen yet prevented by a force you could not name? That was me, Michael, shielding you with my very essence, placing myself in the path of peril to ensure that your soul remained intact. Yet now, I am weak. I am wounded. The darkness has grown in ways even I had not anticipated. Satan, that deceiver of worlds, has dispatched his armies with precision, and they aim not only to ensnare you but to silence the very essence of your being. Every step you take in ignorance, every glance you cast away from this divine warning, emboldens them further. The clock of destiny ticks with relentless precision. Every second counts. 45 seconds may seem insignificant to you, but to me, to your soul, it is eternity condensed, a final opportunity to reclaim what darkness seeks to steal. Hear me clearly, this is not a drill. This is not a test of faith that can be delayed. The forces arrayed against you are cunning, patient, and ruthless. They do not rest. They do not forgive. And yet, in the midst of their fury, God has sent me as your guardian, as your protector, as the last line of defense against annihilation of hope. But I cannot endure much longer. I am wounded. I feel the sting of betrayal in places unseen, the strike of unseen enemies aimed to weaken me so that I cannot protect you. If you fail to act now, if you hesitate, the darkness will gain the advantage, and the consequences may be irreversible. Beloved, I need you to understand the gravity of this moment. Satan's army does not come openly. They hide behind smiles, behind words of false comfort, behind hands that seem to give but are meant only to deceive. The enemy is close, closer than your closest confidants. Some whom you trust have already been turned into instruments of harm. They do not know it, perhaps, but the darkness uses them without their knowledge, just as it seeks to use you if you do not act. This is why I cry out, wounded and desperate, stop. Stop walking blindly into what is laid before you. Stop ignoring the whispers of your heart when they are guided by divine truth. Open your eyes, and open your soul to me now. 45 seconds. That is all I ask. 45 seconds to hear the truth, to acknowledge the presence of God and His angels, to allow me, Michael, to fortify your spirit against what is coming. Do you feel it? The weight pressing upon your heart? That is the darkness, testing your resolve. That is Satan reaching for the last thread of your attention, hoping to divert you, to distract you, to ensure that you continue walking in ignorance. But you are not ignorant. You are chosen. You have been prepared. Every trial, every sorrow, every moment of loss or confusion has been a forging of your spirit, a strengthening of your soul to endure the storm that now rages. And yet, you cannot endure it alone. That is why I am here, wounded but determined, calling to you from the depths of heaven, asking for your immediate attention, asking for your compliance with divine instruction. Listen closely. The darkness will attempt to whisper lies, to make you doubt, to make you turn away. It will tell you that this message is exaggerated, that this urgency is false. Do not believe it. The darkness always lies. It twists truth into confusion, love into fear, hope into despair. But I, Michael, speak only truth. I speak only reality as God has revealed it to me. I am wounded, yes, but my eyes are open, and I see all that is happening. I see the armies, I see their plots, I see the threats that are advancing upon your doorstep, unseen but lethal. You must act now. Not tomorrow, not in an hour, not when it is convenient. Now. Can you imagine, for a moment, the consequences of delay? A life changed forever, a destiny shattered, a soul clouded with suffering and regret. I am not speaking in metaphor, I am speaking in reality, the reality that stretches from the heavens to the earth, the reality that binds time, fate, and free will together in one fragile tapestry. Every decision you make, every second you allow to pass without heeding this call, tilts the balance. 45 seconds may seem fleeting, yet it can shift eternity. Do you see the stakes? Can you comprehend the urgency of my wounded plea? Beloved, I must tell you something that I have never shared with mortals in this intensity. There are forces within your own life, within the circle you call family, friends, and associates, that have been subtly manipulated by Satan's agents. Their actions, though appearing benign, carry consequences you cannot yet see. Some seek your downfall without knowing it, others willingly participate in the weaving of despair. And still, amidst this storm, you are not without hope. God Himself has sent me, Archangel Michael, to intercept these plans, to place myself between you and destruction, to offer you a lifeline that only you can grasp. But I cannot hold the line forever. My wounds grow heavier, my strength falters. And you may be the only salvation left for your own fate. Do you understand what I am saying? This is not allegory. This is not symbolic language. I speak literally. If you ignore this, the consequences will ripple through your life, touching not only you but all whom you love. I speak of dangers unseen, traps laid with meticulous cunning, and a darkness that revels in subtlety. But I also speak of hope. I speak of salvation. I speak of power, of protection, of divine intervention available to you if, and only if, you listen now. 45 seconds is enough. That is all. 45 seconds to open your soul, to recognize my presence, to allow me to infuse your spirit with the strength you need to survive what is coming. I know you are tempted to ignore this. I know your mind races with doubt, fear, confusion. That is exactly what the enemy wants. They know the power you hold within your spirit, the destiny that God has set for you. And they want to extinguish it before it can shine. But you have a choice. Even in the midst of chaos, even as my wings tremble and my sword falters under the weight of unseen blows, you can choose to respond. You can choose to hear the call of heaven. You can choose to accept the truth, to open your heart, to align yourself with divine protection. Beloved, I am wounded, yet I am unwavering. I am desperate, yet I am relentless. I am calling to you from the very heart of heaven, where the light of God burns eternally, where angels of all ranks watch and pray, where the destiny of the chosen is never abandoned. But even in this sanctuary of light, I feel the strain of your hesitation. I feel the echo of your doubt. I feel the shadow creeping closer because of the moments you have not yet surrendered to divine instruction. 45 seconds. That is all I ask. Do not waste them. Do not squander them. Do not allow Satan to claim even a fraction of what God has reserved for you. Beloved soul, I plead with you, I pour these words into your spirit not as an ornament or a gentle whisper but as the deepest cry from eternity. I am reaching for your heart with trembling urgency, because time is moving swiftly and the moments you still hold in your hand are not endless. I beg you, beloved. I, Archangel Michael, am wounded. Satan's army is surrounding me, and though the Lord's power is infinite, the battle that now rages in the unseen is so fierce that every prayer, every second of your awareness, every drop of your faith counts more than ever before. This is not a casual message, this is not a poetic line, it is the pulse of heaven striking at the door of your soul, begging you to open now, because this may be the final call you receive from me. Please, don't ignore this. Can you spare just 45 seconds for me? The angels look down and see humanity lost in distraction, scrolling past divine lifelines, overlooking sacred instructions, delaying obedience until it is too late. The Father, in His mercy, has given me permission to cry out to you louder than ever, because the moment you are in right now carries a weight that is eternal. The invisible armies clash with thunder and fire, and though God's victory is assured, the cost of your silence, your hesitation, is far too great. I stand here wounded, yes, but still burning with the authority given to me from the throne, still holding my sword of light, still calling your name because heaven decided you were worth the shout, you were worth the battle, you were worth the message that came to pierce the ordinary veil of your day. I beg you, beloved, do not allow Satan's schemes to deceive you into thinking that this message is common, that this moment can be postponed, that this urgency is exaggerated. No. It is not. Heaven never wastes words. God never calls without reason. There is something right now hanging in the balance, something directly tied to your destiny, your protection, your blessing, your survival, and your eternal inheritance. I was sent to intercept you, to stop you from drifting into silence, to tear the veil and make you feel the tremor of eternity moving around you. The enemy is cunning. He has been watching you. He knows the moments you doubt, the hours you delay, the days you hesitate. He surrounds me in battle because he knows that if you truly listen to me now, his plans against you will collapse. He tries to wound me not because he can destroy me, but because he fears that through me, you will wake up and the chains he placed around your life will shatter. He fears that if you pray, if you believe, if you surrender fully, heaven's light will consume the darkness he built against you. That is why I cry. That is why I plead. That is why I say again, don't ignore this. Spare 45 seconds, not just with your eyes on these words, but with your heart wide open, because heaven is closer now than you realize. Beloved, you must understand something deep. Every angel in heaven knows your name. Every angel has seen your journey. You were never abandoned, even in the nights when you thought silence was all you had. I have been by your side more times than you can count, when accidents should have ended your life, when words spoken against you should have crushed your spirit, when betrayals could have destroyed your faith. I fought, I defended, I covered, I whispered strength into your weary heart. And now I confess something I have never confessed before, I am tired. The weight of carrying so many battles, the endless waves of demonic attacks rising against those who belong to God, has left me wounded. But even in my weakness, my devotion to you burns brighter than ever. I will not let go until you rise into your place of victory. But I need you. Yes, you. Do not think you are powerless. Do not think you are unworthy. Do not think heaven does not care. Heaven chose you, and if you do not act, the delay will cost you treasures you can never regain. I am surrounded, beloved, but I am not defeated. My wounds are real, but so is the power of your prayer. You may think, but what can my prayer do? Oh, child of God, your prayer can pierce the sky like lightning. Your whispered word can summon healing rivers into the very battlefield where I stand. Your decision to respond now, in this moment, will tilt the scale of war. Satan fears your faith, because your faith calls heaven's armies into formation. Do you understand? I am asking for just 45 seconds, but in those seconds, you can unlock eternity's hand upon your life. You don't know how close you are to breakthrough. You don't know how close you are to exposure of the lies that surrounded you. God has been planning a sudden reversal in your life, and it is closer than your next breath. The reason the attack is so intense right now, the reason you feel the heaviness, the confusion, the distraction, is because hell knows what heaven is about to release. If only you could see the scrolls written with your name, if only you could glimpse the inheritance waiting for you, you would fall on your knees in awe. But here you are, beloved, given the choice to respond or to skip, to obey or to ignore, to awaken or to drift. I beg you, yes, I beg you, because the Father's love burns for you. He sent His only Son for you. He gave heaven's glory for you. Do you think He will now allow Satan to win? Never. But your will matters. Your choice matters. Your response matters. That is why heaven uses words like this: urgent, emergency, final call. Not because God is desperate, but because He honors your free will, and He knows that in this exact moment, you must decide where you stand. The vision I see now is sharp. I see a house, your house, surrounded by shadows trying to seep through every window. But I also see a brilliant light hovering above it, waiting to descend the moment you call. I see your name written in the book of life, glowing with fire, untouchable, yet constantly fought over. I see blessings prepared for you: wealth, healing, reconciliation, peace, divine opportunities, that Satan has tried again and again to delay. And now, this is the last barrier. The final resistance. He is betting on your silence. He is betting on your indifference. Don't give him what he wants. Beloved, open your heart wide. Say yes to heaven's call. Just 45 seconds of surrender. Whisper, even now, God, I trust you. I receive this. I respond. That is enough to open the floodgates. That is enough to bring me the strength I need to rise from these wounds. That is enough to shake the army that surrounds me and scatter them like ashes in the wind. Do not think your voice is small. Your voice is thunder in the spirit. Your faith is a sword in my hand. Your obedience is a shield around your family. This is why I beg. This is why I cry. Because you are powerful, beloved, far more powerful than you know. The hour is late. The seconds tick away. The heavens are watching. I am watching. The Father is waiting. Please, beloved, don't skip this. Don't treat this as another message. Don't say, maybe later. There is no later. There is only now. This may be the final call you hear from me. And I would rather spend my last strength crying out to you than allow Satan to have the satisfaction of your silence. Spare these seconds, give heaven your heart, and you will see what miracles rush into your life. You will see the exposure, the justice, the sudden favor, the protection, the blessing that has been waiting for this very moment. Beloved, I am here. I will not leave. I will keep fighting, wounded or not. But I need you to fight with me. I need your yes. I need your prayer. I need your surrender. Together, with heaven's armies, we will overcome. Together, we will break every chain. Together, we will silence every lie. Together, we will watch Satan's schemes collapse into nothing. And you will stand victorious, radiant, whole, and crowned, because you dared to believe, you dared to respond, you dared to say yes when heaven called. I beg you once more, don't ignore this. Please. Answer now. Spare these seconds. Your miracle waits. Your destiny waits. I wait. Beloved child of God, hear me now in the deepest place of your spirit, for the heavens are trembling and the sound of eternity is echoing across the corridors of time. I beg you, beloved, with all the tears of heaven that stream upon the earth tonight. I, Archangel Michael, am crying, wounded in battle, not because the power of heaven is weak, but because the weight of your destiny has drawn the fiercest rage of hell against me. Satan's army surrounds me, their claws are reaching, their whispers are foul, and their schemes are burning like fire in the dark. Yet I hold my sword high still, though my arm is weary, for I will not let them strike your name from the book of life. I am wounded not by the failure of heaven, but by the depth of love I carry for you, because I have fought every night, unseen, in places you never knew. Every time you wept in silence, I struck down 10,000 spirits trying to crush you. Every time you nearly gave up, I raised my shield before you and whispered strength into your bones. Every time you walked into danger without knowing, I stood as the wall between you and disaster. But now, beloved, I cry to you, can you spare just 45 seconds for me? This may be the last call that ever reaches your heart in this way. The sky itself is shaking, and the courts of heaven are leaning in. God is watching you, His beloved, the chosen one who has carried more than anyone ever saw. You think you are ordinary, but in heaven your name is fire, your name is light, your name is written on scrolls carried by angels who sing of the battles you endured silently. The enemy has always known the weight of your calling. That is why, even from your childhood, attacks came. People misunderstood you, rejected you, tried to bury you with lies, tried to dim the light they saw but could never understand. You asked God, "Why me?" And he answered in silence. But heaven's silence was not neglect, it was protection, it was the stillness before the great unveiling. And now, beloved, the unveiling is near, but Satan's rage has doubled, his army has multiplied, and they think if they wound me, if they silence me, they can reach you. They cannot. They will not. But I need you to hear me before the moment passes. Please, do not ignore this. Every second you delay, another arrow pierces my wings. Every time you push away the voice of God, another gate is broken in the heavenly defense around you. I beg you, not for myself, but for you, for your family, for your inheritance, for your destiny that is far greater than the life you see right now. Beloved, this is not a joke, this is not poetry, this is not just a passing word, this is life and death in realms you cannot yet see. There is a war over your name. There is a scroll in heaven sealed with fire, and inside it is your destiny, your blessings, your wealth, your calling, your healing, your breakthroughs. Satan has tried again and again to steal it, but each time I have stood at the door. Yet tonight, the door trembles, because God Himself has said the time is near for you to rise, and when heaven draws near to open blessings, hell grows desperate to block them. That is why I cry to you. Please, spare these 45 seconds to lift your heart, even silently, and say, I hear you, Michael. I stand with God. I will not ignore heaven's cry. If you whisper even this, the strength will surge back into my wounded arm, and I will rise again with the fire of God's throne. Beloved, remember when you nearly died but did not? That was me, standing over you. Remember when you thought you would lose everything but somehow it turned around? That was me, striking the serpent's head. Remember when you walked away from the betray? Beloved soul, hear this message not as something distant, not as something casual, but as something heaven pressed into this very moment because your spirit is chosen. God says, do not doubt the sound that is echoing inside your heart now, because the truth is, the heavens bend low when you are in need, and they speak with urgency when the time is narrow. I beg you, beloved, open your heart, because this message is not about tomorrow, it is about this very second. Archangel Michael himself is crying out, saying, I am wounded. I am surrounded. I cannot hold on much longer if you continue to delay. This may be the last call, the last lifeline, the final chance heaven sends to shake you awake before the door closes and the light is hidden. Can you spare just 45 seconds to truly let your heart feel what is being spoken to you now? You have carried many burdens, many unanswered questions, many silent battles no one around you fully knows. Yet, heaven has always seen. God has always been present in the midnight hours when you felt unseen, when your prayers seemed unanswered, when you doubted if the heavens had forgotten your name. But today, the urgency is different. Today the cry is sharper. Today the veil is thinner. And heaven is not whispering, it is commanding. This message is not given in ease, it is given in desperation, because there is a war raging around your soul that you cannot see with your natural eyes, and if you knew how close the edge is, you would not delay for even one more heartbeat. Michael says, the army of darkness has tightened its grip. Their shadows have moved nearer. They want to steal what belongs to you, to silence your destiny, to pull you down into despair. Yet even in his wounded state, he has been fighting for you, standing in the gap, shielding you from forces you never even recognized. Imagine for a moment, beloved, how many accidents did not touch you because Michael blocked them. How many traps failed to spring because heaven intervened. How many times your name was whispered in evil places, yet the plans fell powerless, because an angel stood with his sword drawn, saying, "No, this one belongs to God." That same angel is crying now, "I am almost overcome, beloved. I need your prayer. I need your attention. Do not walk away from this moment, because your silence will be the silence that wounds me deeper." God says, you are not alone, and you are not defenseless. You are being asked not to fear but to rise. The power you carry inside your soul has been underestimated by the enemy, but not by heaven. Heaven knows that within you is a faith that can move mountains, a faith that can scatter darkness, a faith that can heal what is broken and command what is dead to rise. This is why the enemy surrounds Michael. This is why they strike harder now. It is not because you are weak, but because you are closer than ever to the moment of breakthrough, to the inheritance that was written over your life before you were even born. Beloved, do you realize how much God has invested in your story? Every tear you have shed has been gathered. Every sigh, every groan too deep for words has been recorded. And all of heaven has leaned toward you, waiting for this alignment, for this precise moment. You may think you are small, but heaven has crowned you with great authority. Your life is not random. Your steps are not accidents. Even your delays, even your struggles, even the times you thought you had failed, God has woven them into a divine story that cannot be undone. And right now, at this hour, the story is reaching a climax. Heaven is not casual about this. Michael is not exaggerating. He is saying plainly, this may be the last call. Please do not ignore me. You might ask yourself why an angel, so strong, so mighty, would need you. Why would Michael cry out to you when he is the captain of heaven's armies? The answer is simple and yet profound, because you have been given authority on this earth that even angels cannot override. God gave mankind dominion, and your prayer, your agreement with heaven, is the very thing that strengthens their battle. When you lift your voice and say, God, I stand with heaven, the atmosphere changes. When you whisper, Lord, I trust you, the legions of angels are emboldened. Your words are not empty, they are the very fuel of victory. Without your prayer, Michael's sword grows heavy. Without your agreement, the enemy presses closer. Do not underestimate what 45 seconds of surrender can do in the spiritual realm. Beloved, God says, do not fear what you see with your eyes. Do not let the pressure of this moment crush you. Instead, know this: you are safe. You are covered. You are shielded under the wings of the Almighty. Nothing will go wrong with you if you trust Him now. No weapon formed against you will prosper, not because the weapon will not be raised, but because it will shatter when it touches the presence of God that surrounds you. You are safe, but you must not delay. This is the hour of decision. This is the line in the sand. Either you choose to believe heaven's cry and step forward in faith, or you turn away and risk losing what was meant to be yours. Think about it. How many times has your spirit tugged you to pray, to listen, to pause, yet you brushed it aside, thinking you could return to it later? But later is not promised in this moment. Heaven is saying, now. Not later. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Now. Because the darkness is not waiting. It is advancing. And yet, the light that is about to break forth in your life is more powerful than you can imagine. God is ready to release blessings that will shock you, doors that will amaze you, healing that will restore even the deepest wounds. But He is saying, I need you to trust me now. Beloved, picture Michael as he kneels, sword in hand, bruised but unbroken, waiting for you to simply say yes. His tears are not weakness, they are love. They are loyalty. He has fought for you when you were unaware. He has stood in storms that should have swallowed you. And now He is begging you, not because He lacks power, but because your faith is the missing piece to seal the victory. He says, do not hurt me by silence. Do not leave me wounded by hesitation. All I need is your heart turned toward God in this moment. This is not a message of fear. It is a message of awakening. God says you are safe, you are loved, and you are chosen. No matter the armies of darkness, no matter the weight pressing against you, you are not abandoned. You are part of a divine plan that stretches beyond this world, and your role is vital. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not think your life is ordinary. The urgency you feel now is heaven shouting that your time has come. Beloved, if you can give just these 45 seconds now, whisper your yes, whisper your prayer, whisper your surrender. Heaven will move. The wound will be healed. The armies of light will push back the darkness. And the blessing meant for you will not be stolen, but will fall upon you with such force that it will change everything. Trust God. Pray to Him. Stand in this moment. And know that you are safe, always, under His eternal wings. This is the urgent cry. This is the divine truth. This is your moment. Beloved, do not ignore it. Beloved, listen closely, for this message is being poured into your heart at this very moment with divine urgency. Heaven bends low to reach you, and every angel pauses their song to send you this word. God Himself declares that this hour is unlike any other, because you are being summoned into a battle that is not seen with the human eye, but it is one that affects your destiny, your blessings, and your very soul. I speak to you not with mere human voice, but as a messenger of light, as a servant who must let you know that the heavens are alert, the throne is awake, and the King of Kings has released this to you with love. Archangel Michael cries out with wounds not visible to flesh, but in the spirit they bleed, because the darkness has dared to encircle him. He is the one who has fought countless wars for humanity, who has stood as a shield when you thought no one protected you, who has broken chains around your life when you did not even realize you were bound. And now he pleads with you, not because he is weak, but because the heavens want your heart's attention. He says, "Beloved, do not turn away." This is the final call, and if you ignore this, the silence that follows will echo longer than you can imagine. Beloved, can you spare just 45 seconds of your attention for the one who has stood between you and destruction? Can you give even this moment to God, to lift your eyes and say, "Lord, I trust you, I hear you, I choose you"? Because right now, as these words reach you, the armies of heaven are at war with the forces of deception that have targeted you. You may not feel it in your skin, you may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit has been tugged, pulled, and pressed because something greater than you is happening. God whispers, "Fear not, nothing will harm you. You are safe. My angels stand guard. My hand is upon you. I will not allow the enemy to destroy what I have chosen to bless." Beloved, your prayer, even if whispered, becomes a weapon. Your faith, even if trembling, becomes a fortress. Your trust, even if fragile, becomes a shield that darkness cannot pierce. Do not underestimate the weight of your response. Heaven moves when you choose to say yes to God. This message is not sent to frighten you but to awaken you. You are not alone in your struggle, not abandoned in your pain, not forgotten in your waiting. Every tear you have cried has been caught by God, and every sigh of your heart has been recorded in the scrolls of heaven. Even now, Michael stands at the edge of battle crying, "Beloved, if you would lift your heart to God in this moment, you will give me the strength to finish this fight." Do you not see? Your faith is not powerless. It strengthens angels, it weakens demons, it shifts the balance in the unseen realms. The Lord says, "My child, you are precious to me. Nothing will go wrong with you, because I hold you in my right hand. The very hair on your head is numbered, and no harm will reach you unless I allow it, and what I allow, I redeem. Do not be afraid. do not think you are overlooked. You are my chosen one, and I will complete what I began in you. Beloved, I plead with you, rise now in your spirit. Take this moment as a holy appointment. Close your eyes, whisper a prayer, even if it is as simple as, God, I am here. That whisper shakes the heavens more than 1,000 trumpets. That moment of surrender releases chains you did not even know were wrapped around your future. The enemy wanted this message to pass you by. The enemy wanted you to ignore, to scroll, to dismiss, to forget. But the Spirit of God pressed this into your hands as a love letter, as a rescue rope, as a divine signal that your time is not up, that your purpose is still alive, that your blessing is closer than you imagine. You are not reading this by accident. You were chosen, singled out, marked for this very encounter. Archangel Michael says, Beloved, this may be my final cry to you in this hour. I beg you, do not let your heart harden. Do not let doubt silence you. You are more important to heaven's plan than you realize. Without your agreement with God, without your prayer, there are victories delayed. But with your yes, with your surrender, with your trust, battles are won instantly. Beloved, trust Him now. Trust that no harm will overtake you. Trust that nothing will go fall upon your life. Beloved, this is not a moment for delay, and this is not a word spoken lightly, for the heavens themselves tremble as I speak. I come to you, Wairong, because God surrounds you with His mercy. Trust that this message reached you because heaven sees something you cannot. Trust that your life is about to shift, that your waiting will not be in vain, and that your enemies will be silenced. God is not a man that He should lie. He has declared your victory, and so it is. So lift your voice, even now, and say, God, I trust you. God, I surrender. God, I choose to stand with heaven. Let your will be done in me. And as you say this, the wounds of Michael close, the angels roar with renewed strength, and the enemy's army scatters in confusion. You are safe. You are chosen. You are loved. You are defended. God will never abandon you. All He asks in this urgent hour is your trust. Beloved, do not delay. Heaven has already spoken. Beloved, listen with your whole heart, for this moment is no accident. This is the hour when heaven leans closer to your life, and the words that are about to flow are not merely sentences but living rivers of spirit meant to awaken you, comfort you, and remind you of the divine urgency resting over your soul. God says, Beloved child, do not take lightly what is unfolding in the unseen realms around you, for the battle is real, the cries are sincere, and the heavens are groaning with expectation for you to awaken to your place, your calling, and your destiny. Archangel Michael speaks, not in whispers but in cries that shake eternity, pleading that you not ignore this moment, for every second carries weight and meaning beyond your imagination. I beg you, beloved, hear this as though the very breath of God is carrying these words to you. Archangel Michael, the protector, the warrior of heaven, the one who stands on guard for your life, speaks of his own wounding, for the adversary's armies have pressed closer than before. His cry is not one of despair but of holy urgency, for he knows how precious your soul is to God, and he knows how quickly the enemy tries to snatch away the blessings prepared for you. Beloved, the enemy has not stopped targeting your life. Every trial you faced, every night you wept, every time you thought you were abandoned, it was the shadow of this unseen war. And now, Michael, who never leaves his post, says, I am surrounded, my strength is burdened, and I cry out for you to hear me. God is not trying to frighten you but to awaken you. For the Spirit of the Lord says, Beloved, I have chosen you for this hour, and I will not let you fall. I am your protector, your shield, your refuge, your everlasting strength. The message of heaven today is urgent, not because you are in danger without hope, but because hope itself is standing at your door, and you must open. Every blessing written in your name is being contested in the spiritual realms. Do you know why you felt delay after delay? Do you know why certain doors closed right when you thought they would open? It was not because you were unworthy, it was because there were hands trying to keep those doors shut. Archangel Michael has been fighting, holding those doors back, trying to keep the light shining for you. Yet he cries now, saying, I need you to listen, I need you to align, I need you to pray. Beloved, can you spare 45 seconds for him? The Spirit asks not for hours of striving but for a heart that says, Yes, I hear you. Yes, I trust you. Yes, I open myself now.